Good evening, and welcome to a special edition of Sophia's Emporium. We're here on September 16th in the year 2016, and we have the incredible full moon energy tonight. So, I have a special story that I feel like I should share tonight, and what I'm here to bring is a dedication to one of my newest undertakings. And there's a big story behind it, so that's what we're going to focus on this evening. Now, the book I have here in front of me is the 2013 Oracle, and it's the ancient keys to the 2012 awakening. Okay, a lot of people, of course, have their opinions on divination and card readings, things like that. And as we get into this story, there is a reason why now I'm choosing to take up an intuitive card reading. The 2013 Oracle is a guide, a preview of that new sun, bringing revelations and a clarity as it unfolds the cosmic patterning underlying any life situation. Use it to enter the new post-2012 mind. I know there's a lot of hardship and terrible things going on right now, but we all have to focus on creating a positive reality. Now, many of you may know that in the last month, I suffered a lot of negative energy attack when I headed out of the Conscious Consumer Network. And, this is a perfect example. I bring forward what I need to, but I don't stay focused on it. I prefer to stay focused on positive things. This is a story of how I came to make this decision to expand my awareness with some divination cards. So, in the same week, I had 2 readings on 2 shows. And the first one that we will speak of is on Robert Phoenix's show, The 11th House Radio, and his guest was Jolie Evans. During this reading, she suggested that I needed to really expand my skills concerning this, and suggested that I take up card reading. And surely this is something that I had done as a very young woman back when I was 21. So it's not like I didn't have an affinity for this. It's more about having a purpose for it. Now, many of you know that current time right now, we have the indigenous Native Americans, the people that were here long before Columbus, standing up, not just here in the United States, but across the globe, because water is life. And currently, our water is so polluted, and that's why the TPPS, the big pipeline thing, really does bring a lot of uncertainty to a already polluted future. And of course, it's been a peaceful sit-in, but of course there's stories coming out that things aren't so peaceful. And back to creating reality, these very cards speak about these days. And tonight, what I wanted to really do was dedicate my divination cards and the sacred C note. So I wanted to kind of share that with you and tell you a little about what the cards are about. a progression of new light. The coming world will be as different from our current one as day is from night. This world belongs to the black magicians who will destroy it, according to some prophetic scenarios, with greed, avarice, and a lust for power. Late in the year 2012, manufactured time will end. There will be a complete shattering of the dark mirrors of time's illusion, revealing dimensions that will sustain and nourish us. New light will be born, and humanity will stand in this new light. We cannot predict the exact nature of the coming world, because it is beyond any known principles we can use as guides. This great turning to the next sun will herald an evolutionary bounce. Humanity may take a step, opening the pineal gland, enabling us to employ our full paranormal powers. Humans have become cosmic antennas in tune with the myriad territories of the great mind. The third eye will open for the responsive inhabitants of the entire planet, creating a world of saints, avatars, and realized magicians. Long before the people of 15th century Europe landed their boats on this continent called Turtle Island, there were realized teachers walking the sacred land indeed. These teachers knew a depth of metaphysics more sophisticated than anywhere else on earth. Their teachings were unheeded by the colonizers. The knowledge was covered over and removed from historical records. Much of it was sent up in smoke. The great Venus-Sun calendar of the ancient astronomers predicts with mathematical certainty that on December 22nd, 2012, a new way of creation will stream into our planetary system. Our mother world will be completely reborn and literally shifted into a new world. When the ancient teachers came from is not clear. Some said they came in wind-driven canoes. Others maintained they came from distant stars. Still others argued that they came from unknown futures. Many legends are told that these self-realized and learned ancients merged with true light when they were departed. The old ones went into another dimension of existence. The science of contemplating life with an eye trained on the heavens was withdrawn into the shadows as Turtle Island came under siege by the invaders. The 2013 Oracle draws upon teachings from these empires of American mound-building cultures and the Mesoamerican temple builders. Temple and earth temple complexes stretch from northern Canada to Peru. Ancient seers knew that the temples contained a double, the male temple in the sky and the female temple in the earth. The temple in the earth circulated energy along grid lines. The male sky temple recorded cosmic history. The structures and form of these monuments corresponded to the entire universe. Sky temples manifested a numinous strand that linked with all the other activated temples. The strands were not lines as we experience them, but interdimensional connections. Any point on the strand contained information on the symmetry of the entire temple complex. In other words, Spiro Mound in Oklahoma connected energetically to the spiritually charged Inca city of Quospo. The knowledge kept by these ancient people, priests and priestesses, has been a mystery to modern people who share Western consensus beliefs. However, this is the time of revelation and the time of the return of the prophets. We are grateful to the ancients who sent their prayers for future generations skyward on clouds of sacred tobacco smoke. In the closing of this round, Creator himself, herself is opening his or her tobacco pouch to pray into existence the revelation of the new dimensions. Remember, the old ones did not desert humanity. Master geometricians and metaphysicians left descriptions of these dimensional shifts to help future generations. These learned ones understood that the evolution of the human was incomplete, and that our species faced great wars, natural catastrophes, and other hardships before humanity developed the consciousness to enter the new creation. During our own historical interval, we witness many changes. They are accelerating, and they will be swift, shocking, and complete. The prophecies are explicit and horrifying. If humanity continues to pollute the earth and destroy the ecosystem that supports life, polar ice caps will melt. The planet will shift in rotational axis. There will be massive earthquakes accelerated by sunspots and other celestial activity. Be assured, however, no prophet has authoritatively forecast a time when humanity had no choice in its ultimate destiny. Each one of us is responsible for a positive outcome for the transition we are seeing. 2013 Oracle is the ancient map left by the ancestors to help us make a leap into infinite possibility. Our ancestors left us a compendium of knowledge because they saw their descendants would face turbulent times. They studied the heavens and charted the changing stars, and their wisdom was recorded. They penetrated the dynamic cosmos and saw how the future would unfold. They applied this knowledge to harmonizing life on earth with the heavens. The knowledge was sculpted into stone and clay and laid out in the design of the cities and calendars. It was hidden within ritual and sacrifice. Myths abound. A variety of enigmatic stories have been passed down, encoding the creation of life and describing the forces that enliven this plane of existence. Cultures of the Americas and Mesoamerica left a legacy of crypto-prophetic information for us to ponder and study. The 2013 Oracle cards. The symbols on the cards are celestial and terrestrial and can be used in many modes of meditation, dreaming, and creative visualization. At the beginning of each new moon, select one card from the 13 count cards to help choose the path for that particular moon cycle. Hold the energy of the card and think of it as a biorhythmic synchronizer that opens and develops spiritual potential on your monthly journey. Also, pay attention to your dreaming during this period and let the process extend your awareness and give nudges in the right direction. The cards can help us climb the interdimensional stairway to a clearer understanding of our own times and of the shift to be completed in the near future. The teeth of the divination gears turn throughout the 2013 Oracle. The system holds the teachings encoded in earth mounds, observatories, the principles that inform the Ku Klux Klan temple at Chichen Itza and the sacred ball court at Monte Alban. This knowledge is hidden in the glyphs of stele and objects of jade and bone. Sacred information is encoded in mounds and story belts, celebrations, and sacred dances. The 2013 Oracle is an invitation to find the spirit in spirit and form within form. As its center is the possibility of escape and emancipation from the prison of materialism and rote existence. There are 34 2013 Oracle cards. Every 2013 Oracle card is described, and its divinatory meaning is revealed in the following pages. The prophetic wisdom awaits you. So, if this were the new moon, we would pick a card from our deck of 13 with the left hand. And we would meditate on this card before we turn it over. And right now we are on a full moon. This is the dedication of the deck. So you see at the new moon, this is what we would do. And so upon meditation and reflection of this card, we would turn it over and we would see that this is the red parrot card. And what the red parrot card symbolizes is hearing. So it's about messages. And isn't that beautiful? That would be our card for the new moon. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. This is Suze Pratt, the Holistic Stylist, unplugging for now. Namaste. The 20 card deck. The deck of 13 is to be chosen and picked up with the left hand. Lady Great Skull Zero, remembering. 7 holes there are in the center of the world, in the sacred skull where all roads meet at point 0. It is complete. I am coming, says Lady Great Skull Zero. The tied-up sun is set. The smoking stars are gathering. I am waiting for you at the end of night. It doesn't matter who you are, emperor, queen, pope, or president, whether you're a highborn or low. It doesn't matter what your religious convictions are or what God you worship. I am coming. Yes, it all comes to 0. Lady Great Skull Zero sits in the back of time. Life slips away through our fingertips like ephemeral sand blowing away in the wind. The grains of sand were our actions while dwelling on this planet. Night and darkness and cold will come, but at the end of the long dark night, the light bursts forth. Life as we know it is darkness, and death, in its gorgeous simplicity, is all of the light from which we have been separated. Lady Grey Skull Zero, the Queen of Terror, symbolizes the necessity of death. Death comes in many guises. We may undergo many ego deaths in a lifetime. Hidden inside these ego deaths is liberation, a transition to what we truly are. You see your gifts misunderstood and misrepresented by charlatans and liars. Friends or lovers disillusion you. No matter how painful death is, you can congratulate yourself when you experience the little death, the death of an ego, a birthday gift from Lady Great Skull Zero. Naked truth is death, and there is only this to remember. It is not easy in sanitized modern cultures to gaze upon Lady Great Skull Zero. However, various religions' teachings tell us to meditate on death. See where it takes you. Learning of death and dying puts one on a road of appreciation and deeper meaning. A circle of 13 macaws preen their feathers and strut around the fallen bones that surround Lady Great Skull Zero. Pyre and tombstone are her amulets. Lady Great Skull Zero calls silently from the tomb. All that is beautiful will one day be gone. Drink your fill of life, for soon you must come to me. Lady Great Skull Zero is motionless, without desire, actionless, and free. She is able to process the fear around any situation or question. When you can remember, you remember who you are. Then you know there is nothing to worry about. Lady Great Skull's teachings are manifold. She represents the void and eternity. Zero is nothing. She is the keeper of the invisible, and yet all is born from her. She may simply be telling you to rid yourself of the past or some other good riddance. Lady Great Skull Zero can free our intelligence. The skull is the house of the mind. It is the part of the body most resistant to decay. The top of the skull touches the vault of heaven, and it is the 0 point between heaven and hell. Remembering is not in the memory. True remembering arises when we are pristine and beyond delusion. All the energies come to rest in a moment, and we are suddenly free. Selecting an Oracle 2013 card for the moon position brings the reflected light of the moment into focus. Selecting an Oracle 2013 card for the moon position brings the reflected light of the moment into focus. Moon is a passionate teacher. Ask C-Note Moon questions about family dynamics or dilemmas, dream meanings, and personal growth. Ask C-Note Moon to reveal the mysterious powers of women and how to understand the many faces of women. Ask C-Note Moon about our dark inner moon, which can pull us in delirious ways. It can inspire strange longings to go forth on destructive roads. Moon is queen of the night. She rules growth and many other hidden processes of nature. She rules hollow spaces of earth, movements of fluids and other elements within and upon the earth's surface. She draws the veiled potencies of stars and constellations to herself. She is able to receive and concentrate radiant emanations from other celestial bodies and filter and transmute them before pouring their bounty upon the earth. Sun is our superstar. The earth moves on an elliptical orbit around the sun. The speed of the earth in its orbit is not a constant. The earth speeds up and slows down as it swings around the sun. Humanity has made time rigid and uniform through the technology of the clock. We measure time at a constant rate that is false to the rhythm of the earth. The ancients experienced time as a variable that is closer to a genuine measure. The ancient timekeepers synchronized heaven and earth. Life mirrored the pattern of the sun, moon, and stars. It was a marriage between celestial order and the biological pulse of earth. Generations of star watchers, moon watchers, and sun watchers were greatly interested in the time between worlds, of creation and destruction, a calculation from present sun to sun's next manifestation. Sun is the great white fire chief of the sky and is our principal light source. There have been many suns or ages, and every sun has a story. Sun sings each new age into being. The sun is now turning its instruments and clearing its voice in order to sing another creation song. Going down into the darkness and arising again in the dark sky, C-Note Sun signifies the heart of life. The great warriors and women who have died in childbirth dwell in the house of the sun. These spirits can be seen frolicking near the house and be consulted for answers to many puzzling questions. Each day, Sun builds our house of enlightenment, and Sun represents the supreme heights obtainable by our human family. Sun is the divine potency. Life begins with a germinal sun spark that brings life into being. Indeed, that radiation is life itself. Of course, all the various light virtues come out into play, but a solar body exists within all sentient life. Simply put, we are all incarnations of the sun. The ancients knew this. Fighter jets over Ferguson. About 12:30 in the afternoon. Let's transmute this with these card readings.